Hi, this is Matt, and today I'm going to look at using Adaptive Enrollment to enroll an Android device into Workspace ONE UEM, the Unified Endpoint. Within VMware, there is an environment called Test Drive. I created a demo account just called Workspace within this environment, and I've created a temporary email address just to be used for this purpose, just an outlook.com account. So a couple of things have happened. I've set up my account, I've got 5-day access, and I want to use Workspace ONE. So that product has been enabled essentially, so I have access to it. And there's a couple of things. I'll be able to log on to the management console using those credentials. And when I want to enroll my device, I'll be able to use these credentials. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. So first off, I'm just going to go across to that admin console. I type that incorrect. Yeah, I'm just going to go through first time usage and accept. Okay. So I just need to set up a security pin. This would be used if you want to do like a device wipe or anything like that. Okay, so I don't need to worry about it too much. Okay, so this is just the dashboard, number of devices enrolled into this demo environment, those sort of things. We'll come back to this pretty shortly. So you can see here's my enrollment settings. So what I'm going to do now is just grab my Android phone. So I'm just unlocking that and use just a PowerSoft mirror just to show you the screen. Oh, apologies for that. It needs to unlock. I'll just unlock again. Okay, so I'm going to launch Workspace ONE, and then basically what I'm going to use is drag that across there. So this is the screen of my Android device. It's a Google Nexus. So in there I'm going to put my email address. So that will, sorry, it's a demo account, so it doesn't like me using the computer screen. So I'm going to use the Gboard, or the keyboard on the phone. So it will be Workspace at testdrive.com. Okay, so that's now going through the process of accessing. Okay, so then here I'm going to use username of Workspace, and the password was emailed to the temporary email account that I set up. Okay, so that's going through. Let's get that environment ready. Okay, so I'm going to say it's Enterprise Bring Your Own. So based on that particular type of profile, so it's going to give me certain application access. At the moment, all that's happening is I'm accessing the application catalog. I'm not actually going through device enrollment at this stage. Okay, so once this is finished, I'll then have access to a whole host of applications. And really the benefit that we will then have with the adaptive management is that we're going to do like a step up of security. So I'll be able to access certain applications, which is by design. And then when I want to access a particular application, or it might be certain data, then you'll be then sort of requested to do the adaptive enrollment. So this is when you need to go through the enrollment process. Oh, sorry, there you go. Okay, so if I go into the App Catalogue there, you can see some virtual applications, some SaaS apps, some web apps, real blended approach to my apps. If I scroll down to some more of the native applications, so when I say native, these would be applications, Android applications, you can see a whole raft of them have got a star next to them. That basically means if I want to access that device needs to be enrolled. So if I go through to Horizon Client that doesn't have a star at the moment, you can see that I just click install, and then basically it goes off to the Google Play Store, and it will trigger the install of the Horizon Client. So yeah, install that. Yeah, it's just some of my settings on the Google Play. I can skip that for the time being. Okay, that's now doing the install of the Android Horizon Client. Okay, so I'll leave that going in the background. I don't really need to sit and watch that. We don't need to worry about that too much. But if I go back in to the Workspace ONE App Catalogue, and then here where you've got with the stars, for example, let me perform the tunnel install. So I clicked on tunnel, and to do that, it's telling me that it needs to enable a Workspace Services profile. So this is the adaptive enrollment. This is saying you need to enroll your phone, but it's not full device enrollment. So there would be certain things that the company couldn't do. They couldn't like view my personal text messages or photos or anything like that. But I'm basically consenting and saying, yes, I will go through that. We have a privacy app. We have ways to share this information with the end users to make it more simple. But really here, for the purposes of today, we're just going through that process and what it actually looks like. So I've said yes to doing that Workspace Services piece. Okay, so here you can see it will install Content Locker, but as you see, it will need that. So I will accept, and it's now setting up the Android work profile. So because I'd already been doing some testing, there'd already a profile there. So I'm just going to say, yeah, do that. Yes, well, the things with test devices obviously can be quite littered with previous enrollments and profiles and those sort of things. Let's scroll down to see if it shows. There's a whole lot of apps done, but you can see that the Horizon client is installed. So the app that we selected, which I think was Content Locker, that won't install until the enrollment's completed. That's basically what we're saying is, as a company, you don't have permission to access that application unless it's a managed device. It needs to have some sort of like enrollment. So that, as I say, is just going through now. Typically, this is a little bit quicker, but this is a demo environment, and it could be there's a number of things going on in the demo environment today that could be affecting performance, but still, should complete pretty quickly. If we leave that going, I'm just going to jump across to the management console, and let's do a search for devices and just see if it's actually populated in here yet. Yeah, there it is at the top there. So you can see it is currently just going through. So you can see it is managed. A couple of things, that device encryption isn't on. My device name. There's, if any profiles or apps have been installed, which they haven't at the moment. From the App Catalogue, and then you've got a raft of settings there. The enterprise-wide, remote control, edit a device, send messages, push notifications, those sort of things. So I'm just going to unlock the phone because it beeped me to say it finished. So there we go. It has been completed. So I'll say great, continue. to drag that a little bit centered. Just going to do a drag down as well, just to see what else is there. Not doing any. That. Okay, so that finished, and it's now saying what's to install the Enroll tunnel, which is what I thought I clicked, but it did flash up. It looked like Content Locker was going to install as well, but that could have just been because that was configured to install automatically. So it was the tunnel that I clicked on, so I'm going to say yes. And obviously now it's only prompting me to see if it's going to do the install or let me do the install, because I've now gone through that adaptive enrollment. So I'm going to do that. And again, depending on how that application's been added to the App Catalogue, it's potential that it's going to revert me back to the Google Play Store if it's been added in that fashion. You can see there, that's now triggering the install. That has that has installed. Okay. That's just finalizing the install. So there you can see the Horizon client, and also if you go into that Work Managed profile, this is kind of like the enterprise profile that's been created, or the work profile. So you can see tunnels in there, as is the Workspace ONE app, as are a couple of other Google apps. You know that they're Work Managed because they have that kind of little briefcase icon next to them. So that's simply how adaptive management works. It allows you to access the Workspace ONE App Catalogue, get the benefit of things like single sign-on, and accessing some corporate applications if the company allows you to, but to then get a greater feature-rich experience, have access to more applications and more data if the company wants you to and they allow you to, and obviously bring your own is a very good use case for this. It would allow you to do that adaptive enrollment, therefore place a Workspace Services profile on the device and access those additional applications. Here you can see that enrollment's all gone through as well, and you can see the encryption's in place, and there is now more information here. Profiles have been pushed down automatically, so you know what's actually happened. If I go into profiles just so we can take a quick look, you can see these are all the Android profiles that have gone down. So some browser settings, some restrictions, tunnel use certificates, those sort of things. So hope you found that useful. That is how adaptive management works. Thanks.